Welcome, guys. It is Wednesday. It is Dollars for Lunch. You know what time it is. We're about to have a ton of fun. As always, I'm your host, Dane from us. Now, we are going to be jumping into it, and I'm expecting a massive bit of volatility this afternoon, right? For a couple reasons. I'm going to jump into it. We're going to talk about it. But most importantly, we're going to see that Netflix data fully translate into the market opening. I can see someone has just jumped in and subscribed. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and do it. Hit and smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and join us in every single one of our sessions. If you're here with me now, it means that you have your Globex 360 live account and you have at least $100 within that live account, right? So congratulations to you for being part and parcel of the future. This is what it is all about. Now, we're going to have a pretty intense afternoon, I believe. In most cases, right, I don't always predict where a market could end up moving, but I'm looking at what we could end up seeing. I'm looking at the data coming in, and I'm looking at where charts and prices are at, and I think we could see a big bull day on indices, right? Again, I don't like to, it's not our job to predict the future. We're only supposed to be prepared and ready for when it comes, that we're able and in a position to take advantage. But if the data lines up, this is what we could end up seeing. Okay, so we are going to have a massive afternoon. So let's quickly have a look here. We have Lucky in the house, Seals One, Fabian, John, Mickett, Quaid, Ashard, Tumelo, Fabian, Andy, Godwin, Aslam, Peter, Chris H, let's see, Nadir, Colin, Ashard, I think I already mentioned you there, Kanya, Medistation, Wafik, Ruan, Setso, Fayaz, Leon, Chad, Pumalero, Lana. Guys, if you are brand new and here with us for the first time, please let me know in the comments. Let me know that you're brand new in the house. Just put your hand up in the air just so we can all greet you and welcome you to the family, because that is what it is all about. So we have a bunch of data to cover this afternoon. Please remember, we're doing the special Tesla trade-a-thon this evening, right? We originally scheduled to do that yesterday evening, but we've moved it to this evening. So if you aren't aware what is the Tesla trade-a-thon, we're going to be looking at the earnings call that's going to come in around about 10 o'clock tonight, earnings report, and then the earnings call, we're going to listen into the investors call, right? So we're physically going to be listening into what's the future plans for Tesla, as well as looking at the markets. And markets are going to go crazy. Markets are going to react in a massive way. So if you want to be a part of that, we're going to break down stock trading in a much more granular sort of way. We're going to cover a few things this afternoon, but this evening is really going to be, 2 or 3 hours with you guys to really show you some amazing trends that are available to you in after hours trading and evenings trading, that you can definitely and absolutely without a doubt take advantage of. So please remember that it'll be in the same email you got for today's session. So it's going to be power. If you are going to be there, just pop up your hand. It's what it's going to be all about. Now this afternoon, I'd like to know, right, and we're going to set a little bit of a challenge here, right? I'm looking for, right, at 3:40, meaning 10 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opens, where will US30 be, right? So again, I'm looking at 3:40, right, which on your chart will represent 1640. Remember, MetaTrader is 1 hour ahead, but at 3:40 this afternoon, 10 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opens, I want you to drop in your votes. Remember, don't put multiple votes because we're only going to count your first vote. And we're going to close that timer at 3:35, right? So between 3:30 and 3:35, when markets open, drop in a number, a price where you think that US30 is going to end. The person closest to that number, we're going to do something special, and we're going to look at giving you a credit towards your live trading accounts just to boost you and make sure you're in a position to capitalize on this evening's Tesla data results, as well as the rest of the week, just to obviously push things and take things to the next level. In addition to that, I'm using a little bit of time of fundamental data, but I need to ask you guys a very serious question, and the results of this question have a big impact on some of the things that we'd like to do. And this is my question to you, right? If you're listening, I just want you to drop another hands up. Let me know that you are listening, because I want to ask you guys a very serious question. I want you to vote 1 or 2, and I really want you to think about this, right? Because again, Globex has asked me, what do I think the traders want to hear? What do I think traders want the most from an incentive or from a giving back perspective, right? There's 2 options here, and I want you to consider both of them. Option number 1, right, that is available to you, right? We currently have the cashback promotion, right? Meaning you get a portion back for every time that you trade. We give you a portion of that spread back. Option number 2, would you rather prefer a 50% deposit bonus, right? So option 1 is we continue the cashback program. Option 2 is you get a 50% deposit bonus on all of your deposits. So if you deposit $1,000, we will add $500 in a credit that you can use as equity towards trading. Or do you guys prefer the cashback incentive, right? So now I've looked at doing both of them, and we're considering doing both of them, but correct. But the reality is that most people, I believe, would benefit rather from a deposit credit or deposit bonus, and it's a drawdown bonus, right? So you can trade into it, right? So I just want everybody just to vote there, whether people would like to see the cashback side of things or you'd like to see the deposit bonus side of things. Again, deposit bonus, we are looking at ramping up and essentially taking and making even bigger, to the point as we get closer to December, we're going to essentially surprise you guys really properly with something massive, right? So I'm getting in votes there. I will have a look at the votes. Thank you so much for commenting and letting us know. We are going to look at these numbers, and we are going to look at them towards the end of the show and look at who is voting where and what. So I can see quite a few people are saying deposit bonus. And another option we are also looking at is potentially having an option for either or. So you can choose when at the points for opening an account for that particular MT4, would you like to receive cash back on their account, or would you like to receive a bonus on that account? So again, we're going to look at all options, but I really wanted to bring this to you guys and ask, what do you want? You know, it's quite important that for a business, we don't just assume what you guys want. I know what I would want as a trader. For me, I know that there's a huge demand for people to have bigger deposit bonuses so that they have more equity to be able to trade, right? Can plan better from a risk management perspective, can take a bigger variety in terms of trades. So that's obviously something that's quite important to me. So again, I just want to confirm with you guys that is something that you guys want, and thank you for obviously voting in. I can see Leaf and Skullcracker saying cashback for bets in the long run. Yes, I agree. So personally, in my personal position, cashback for me works amazingly. Why? Because I never exceed my account limits. I never exceed my risk management. But if you have, you know, $100, if you have $1,000 and you can't necessarily trade all the things you want to trade, then a deposit bonus really helps you in that situation. In my situation, you know, for me, I prefer to earn cash back. As I'm trading, I don't even think about it. And at the end of the week, at the end of the month, I've got a couple $100, if not a couple $1,000 available to either withdraw or add to a trading account. So it's different for everybody. But thank you for putting in your votes there. I really do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's jump into it. We have a few minutes to get into some fundamental analysis, get into some news. We're going to dive into some commodities, but really our focus this afternoon is going to be on indices, right? And we're going to jump into the news. We're going to start off on the local front as always. You guys know how it is that we start, and we're going to be having a look at, you know, what is busy happening on the local front, and it's kind of funny. You guys will have a look at this. So there's a couple conflicting answers, right? First thing here being that, you know, Molefe is going to finally have to pay back some of their pension fund. But there's another article saying that traders are still pricing in a huge rate hike. This is on the South African Rand. Sorry, excuse the ad there. Some weird dude thinking he's absolutely killing it on the right hand side. I suppose he doesn't know that he's on live trading TV. But anyway, traders are pricing a huge rate hike next month despite cooler inflation. Right? I don't know what cooler inflation they're talking about. The CPI data for the Rand came out, and it's not what you want to see, right? Core CPI is absolutely destroyed on the Rand. So they're talking about cooler inflation, but that's the absolute opposite. So I don't know if these guys don't know how to read inflation data, but that's exactly the opposite. Another very interesting and quite funny thing that I saw as well as afternoon, it seems that news articles around the board, I don't know what people are doing or what it is that they're smoking, but clearly, you know, it's not vaping sticks. Tesla Q2 earnings preview, right? It's not the Q2 earnings, right? If we have a look here, Yahoo Finance is saying that Tesla Q2 earnings is out. No, it's not. And it's not a Q2 preview. It's a Q3 preview. Idiots, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, they do correct it in the article itself. The headline is wrong, right? But anyway, that's obviously going to be the big item for this evening. We're looking at a Q3 revenue in the region of 22 billion, right? That's their total revenue. And we're looking at an earnings per share on that 22 billion expected at $1.01. And for those of you who can read pips, 5 pips, right? $1.01 and 5 pips. So that's expected EPS. It has been slightly adjusted. And I'm going to show you guys how we get into that and how we read that. But I think a really interesting article that really just gets into a little bit better. I want to go into this this article. I will share the link for those of you who want to see this prior to the actual event this evening. But this is quite cool, and I really like this graph. I'm going to make it as big as I can for you guys. And this is how, you know, these estimates come about. A lot of people ask me after this morning session, how do these estimates work? You know, when Wall Street says, you know, it could be this or could be that, you know, and I really tried to dig deep and dive into some really scary places on the internet to find this for you guys. But in essence, this is how an estimate is met, and this is how we get all this volatility in the market. So we can see that, you know, Tesla's plotted out their growth in terms of this chart here. Now, we have a couple things, right? Wall Street's ranges of estimates, right, is the whole of Wall Street ranges and estimates, you know, from a revenue perspective, that revenue could be anywhere from 18 billion to 23 billion, right? Just in terms of general number, right? Then Wall Street's consensus, meaning what most people agree upon, is the 22 billion, but the estimate on the consensus, the dead center of the highest estimates versus the lowest estimates, comes in at that 22.3 billion in terms of revenue, right? And there's quite a big discrepancy. That the estimated range is anywhere from 18 to 30 billion. So that's obviously quite a big range. And this is why we get so much volatility, because markets look at these analysts, right? And remember, analysts give advice to hedge funds, analysts give advice to pension funds and all these facilities. And they go, well, you know, this stock is expected to do this much in revenue and EPS, and this is a good place to put your money. And that is why, you know, people might, but why estimate? Why not just wait for the data? But that's what they're doing, right? They're looking at the future, looking at the next quarter, the next year, and saying, okay, this company's performing well. This is a good place to put your money. And that's why we get a lot of these estimates. And when these estimates are missed or overshot, right, meaning that the EPS comes out higher than expected, or there's higher revenue, this is where we get that additional knee-jerk reaction of people buying into a stock, right, or jumping out of a stock and causing a sell-off. That's just a really, really basic sort of crash course on these estimates. And really, it's about total revenue and how much that revenue related into profit. Obviously, in the actual reports itself, we will see that, you know, there's obviously going to be a bunch more data. How much is Tesla investing in R&D and all these other different things, right? So that's obviously something we want to pay quite a bit of attention to. But as we look this afternoon and we have a look a little bit at the fundamentals for the data that's, you know, still coming out and still has come out already, rather, is that we can see the South African rand. I don't know what they're talking about, a cooler inflation, but their core CPI, right, meaning removing energy and all these other items, right, is sitting at a 0.5% growth, right, over what was expected for a 0.2% growth. So I don't know what they're talking about, a cooler than expected inflation, because that's not a sign of cooler inflation. It's actually worse, right? It's showing that inflation for the South African rand is running rampant. So definitely not a good thing. Euro was the only one that I can see from today that really beat the numbers that they were supposed to, right? Hit core CPI, hit CPI, month to month as well as year on year. Actually had a better than expected, even though it's red. Remember, a negative CPI is a good thing. It's in line with the interest rates and what they're trying to achieve. So the euro really did extremely well. But in terms of that, we are going to transition into some of the live trading. Just a quick noteworthy item: housing starts sitting at 4.3 million, and for the month on month, a negative decline of 8.1%. 34,000 more building permits were given than previously expected. So we are going to transition into the live trading section of today's show, because we are obviously looking at the New York Stock Exchange Open. And again, what we're looking to do here is we're obviously looking to isolate most of our charts, and we're purely looking at, you know, what are we going to see from an indices perspective. So we are just about into the open of our session There we go. And I just want to quickly organize my charts really quickly. Okay, good stuff. Give me one more second. Just want to get that nice and clean. There we go. Okay, so we are looking at US30 on the right-hand side. And again, I'm going to start to look for those bull orders in terms of those buy movements and market momentums on US30. Just having a look at where US30 is, having a look at German 30, having a look at NASDAQ, I do think it's going to continue to the top side. So remember, at the start of the show, I said that, hey, we could see a very bullish session this afternoon. Again, that's just because of where the data is essentially pointing, right? That we could potentially see that bull session start to materialize. Now, again, we could get a massive whipsaw here. It is not absolutely for guaranteed, but I do think that the data will translate into a long-term bull run. I can see my open order windows are moving right across the screen here. So I just want to get them closer to where we are. So I'm going to pop in some 3 positions there. And again, all I'm looking at is where this market is currently sitting. And I'm looking at the fact that from a structural perspective, right, we're outside of all of these limits. And we're now in this next little bull leg. Now remember, please, that we've already made the bull impulse, right? At the start of the US session, we've spiked already, right? So that first 1 minute candle was a spike to the top side. And now we're busy with that correction or that little bit of a pullback. So from a stop loss perspective, right, I'm putting my stops below before the pre-market takeoff, right? And I'm going to be using here, in essence, I'm going to go for about a 3,000 points trailing stop. There we go, 3,000 points. My trailing stops are already in profit. So we're already running well over 300 pips in profit. So if you're in that trade, well done. It seems like we're running close to 500-600 pips. What a monster trade there. And I'm adding just 3,000 point trailing stops here. So I'm going to move some of my stop losses just to entry, even though they're way past entry, because I'd like to see, do we break through that 50 period, 500 period SMA, right? So my trades have closed in profit, right? Because my trailing stop was a little bit close. I'm going to reopen, even though those trades are already closed in profit. I'm just going to re-risk. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you're a little bit too, I wouldn't say too greedy, but too stingy on the stop loss, right? I generally try and not have these massive stop losses because again, as you guys know, if I'm wrong, I'd like to be wrong immediately. I don't like to be wrong over a period of time, right? So I'm going to re-engage, and I'm going to re-engage those 3,000 points, right? Let's go. Okay, so we're back into profits. Nice solid push there. We're back in profits again. I'm going to do a 5,000 point trailing stop. And what a push there. You guys can go ahead and close out some profits there if you would like. Go ahead and close up for me 500-600 pips there in profit. I'm going to recreate my trailings, and I'm going to have about a 5,000 point trailing again on this one here. So all of my trades are currently sitting in profit, right? All my stop losses are currently in profit, and yeah, great little trade exercise here. I just want to have a look if I don't have any trailings. There we go. There's one of my trades that don't have a trailing, so I'll do a 5,000 point there once again. So I'm going to go ahead and close up some profit. I'm going to close up about $1,000 and wrap that trade up there, and I'm just going to pretty much move my stop losses to profit there. My trailing stop is obviously kicked in, so we have a nice beautiful runner here. If you are in profit, go ahead and take a screenshot for me and do pop it to me on Telegram, right? Do an inbox directly to me. The first couple of people that send me your profitable trades on US30 for that buy, we will go ahead and add some credits towards your account. So votes are going to close in the next minute, and I will have a look at where we end up. Aslam is giving, I think, is that your final answer, Aslam? Aslam saying 30,700, right, is where he is saying it should end up being. Let's quickly have a look here. Very possible. Could be to the moon, right? Could be to the moon. So if you are in profit, go ahead and pop me a Telegram. Go ahead and share with me. I can see Megan is not playing games. Megan is super fast on the ball. Megan is smashing it. Megan, I believe that's 59. I think that's in rands. Is that rands? That 59,000 rands. Megan is doing the most. Absolutely dominating the market this afternoon. Massive well done for you, Megan. Megan's popped in her prediction as well. And we should have locked away some of that profit already. Let's quickly see. I see some telegrams flowing in. Thank you, Fabian. Fabian's got some profits there. Kazim's got some profits. Blessings, Moses, Ruan. Wow, you guys are absolutely smashing it. Well done. I can see the trades rolling in. I will go in after the show, right? And I will pick some winners. I'll inbox you directly and we'll get some credit towards your account. And yeah, so Colin is popping in an amazing message and just saying, I got a small trade account, but he's already done 25% of his account. Massive, massive. Well done, guys. I'll share this with you guys over here really quickly. Just thank you for all the amazing messages. You guys are absolutely smashing. I see Level Kang John is doing his thing, absolutely dominating in profits right there. Amazing stuff. Megan saying that was in rands, so her 59,000 is in rands. Sherm is doing the most, also smashing it. Victor Free smashing it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Ruan, let's see what Ruan's up to. Ruan is also dominating. Thank you. Wylon, untouchable. Aslam is doing the most. I know Aslam doesn't play games. There we go. Beautiful stuff. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Super proud of every single one of you. And I can see Christopher Hughes is saying he's almost doubled his account in the session, guys. And this is, you know, again, and this is just a massive, massive thank you. I keep saying this, but to be able to do this and have these sessions with you guys means that, you know, again, this doesn't happen anywhere else in the world, right? There's a lot of people that, again, you know, I was having an amazing interview with a student who's, you know, a client that's been following me for a huge amount of time. And, you know, we're just talking about it and saying, you know, what if we had this, you know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when we were trying to figure out the markets, when there wasn't this information, you know, when there wasn't, you know, this kind of opportunities for us as traders, you know, where could we have been? You know, what could we have already achieved? And, you know, to those of you who are involved now and didn't have to necessarily go through the mistakes we had to go through, you know, just if you don't know, this is a massive blessing. So obviously, as always, thank you so much to Globus 360 for obviously making this happen and getting us involved. Like he's saying, entered late, no problem. Colin's been in and out of trading, but I keep coming back here because there's no better way to improve my life. In it for the long haul from here. Colin, yeah, I must say, man, I'm super proud of you. I've seen you do your thing. I've seen you take your time off, and taking a pause is nothing wrong with, guys. In life, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come in. Taking a break is not quitting, but giving up on something, that's something completely different. So taking a little bit of a break is nothing right. So I'm going to go ahead and close up a second trade. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the balance of my stop loss to entry. So I'm taking all of my profits and I'm just leaving one of my trades at entry. The reason being that we've popped through that 500 period SMA. I would like a much deeper stop loss. I would like to have kept that much deeper because I would love to have held this directly into that Netflix session, right? So we are live tonight and I believe it is 9:45. I could be mistaken. I believe it's 9:45. So 9:45, because we are going to get that Netflix Q3 data that's going to come in. I believe that's going to rock the market substantially, right? We didn't see, how do I say, we did not see as big of an impact when it came to NASDAQ on the markets from a Netflix perspective. But again, that first positive earnings report generally sets the tone. Then we end up seeing there on after, you know, what sort of tone is going to be set there on after. So yeah, we'll obviously have a look at that. I don't know what the total pips banked for this afternoon is. So I opened up some trades, went into profit. They closed in profit and I reopened. So I don't know what the total pip count is for this afternoon, but we've certainly had a really good, just quick push, quick punt, right? In terms of a little topside move there. Small trade, but I think the tone for this evening is going to be our first opportunity to get in some much bigger positions for potentially something we can hold for the week, right? And remember, we still have some huge volatility coming our way over the coming 2 weeks, right? As you guys know, Federal Reserve is sitting down on the November the 2nd. That's going to be massive volatility across the board. And we've also got pretty much the election, right? That's going to be happening November 19th. So there's going to be a huge, or November 12th. Sorry, I believe it's November 12th. So we are going to see massive volatility. Moshanti saying, please can we get the links to the live quicker? So Moshanti, I got my link at 1 o'clock, right? The reason we don't give them out early in the morning, as we're seeing that people are obviously sharing the links to other people who obviously aren't within Globex or don't have Globex 360 live accounts. So I do believe, 2 hours beforehand is sufficient. If you're not getting it that early, please let me know. Let's just see. Time to take profits will be every afternoon. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm out already. I'm out of my trade. Every afternoon, best place to learn and make some profit. Absolutely, Andrew. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Let's see. Okay, so we're at the 1540 mark. Let's just check who's going to be our reliable source for that candle, right? We're getting quite a substantial pullback. So how are we going to deal with this pullback? And I'll tell you guys in a second. We've got this market movement here right now. We obviously need to see where markets start to hit resistance. Could very well be there. But again, we could very well see a pullback to the 61.8. Now, the perfect trade for me, right? And if this works out, it's going to be beautiful price action, right? What I would love to see now is I would love to see a push down, right, on US30 to the 61.8, and I'll re-enter for that golden ratio retracement and then that massive push to the top side. But again, we are at that 500 period SMA. So what I'm going to do here is, because I've already locked in some profits, I'm going to buy off the 500 period SMA. Okay, and I'm going to place my stop loss below the 88.2. Please, again, this is my own trade. We've locked in the profits for the day, but I'm putting a buy in here because I want to see if we bounce off of this level. This is a 38.2. It's a very small fib, but I would like to see a push down to the 61.8 and hold a long-term buy. As I said at the start of the show, I feel like we could have a bull afternoon, which I was pretty sure of. But again, I want to hold a much bigger trade towards the top side. So even though we've locked in and took some profits there, I would like to see a pullback to 61.8 and then see that push off of that level. I just want to quickly see, where did that 1340, it's going to be 1640 on our chart, where did that close and who was the closest to it? Let's have a look. So this would have thrown a lot of people off. Right, so I'm going to give you guys a number. You guys can tell me if this number is correct, but I want to see who came the closest to this number. I've got such a massive screen. I've really got to get in there. So I would say for me, I'm going to read you guys what my number looks like. I would say 30517. 30517. Pretty much 30517. Not getting quick on Globex Live Fund. Mashanti saying me not getting quick on Globex Live Funded. Yo. Not getting quicker on Globex Live Funded. Yo. Mashanti, I don't know if that's English or Afrikaans or German or Northern Sutu or Koza or Russian or Ukrainian. I don't know I don't know if that's a statement or question or a answer or a maths equation. I'm not sure. Oh, it's been a long day. My apologies. Yeah, I don't know what that was. If you can just maybe re-articulate yourself. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Mashan's saying, sorry, meant not receiving links on time. So what time are you receiving the links? And are you checking them? Because I got mine when I sent it into the groups. And remember, I'm in the same profile as you guys. So they're just sending it to my live account. So when I get it, I'm getting it as a client. I'm not getting it as anyone special, right? So when I get it, I know, okay, you guys should have also got it. So just double check it doesn't go into your how do I say it? Doesn't go to your spam folders, your junk folders. Chad's asking where can we find the Telegram link? Chad, my direct Telegram link to, if you want to message me, is literally in the description. It's the first item in this description. Ashad's saying his prediction was 305.20. No ways. Was it 305.20? Oh, we have two people saying 305.20. Send candle details in Telegram. Oh yes, okay. Peter van Wyk. I know. If either Peter van Wyk or Aslan, if they say the candle is this, then I'm pretty sure there's that. Candle details for 1640. 305.16. Okay, someone said also 305.16. I'm just double checking here. Well done, Nico. He smashed NASDAQ as well. Christopher Hughes saying almost doubled your account. Well done. That's amazing. Nimpo saying in some profits there, some small buys, but that's great. It's a good place to start. And I can see there Ibrahim saying he's smashing it as well. Peter, I don't know where you sent on Telegram. Maybe I'm not reading it correct. Anyway, so let's check who actually got closest. 3051735, yeah, is the close. Okay, I agree with that. Ash is saying, Ash is joining the platform today. It's quite interesting. Ash, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. Once you hit that subscribe button, when we go live in the mornings for the Pounds of Breakfast session, you are notified. But if you are joining us live, it means you have a Globex 360 live account with more than $100 in it, and we've emailed you the link for these premium sessions. That's what it's all about. And Ash, obviously, you want to be in. Oh, Ash is saying you subscribed already. Well done. You obviously want to be with us tonight for that Tesla trade-a-thon. So we are going to have much more time this afternoon. Obviously, these live sessions are fairly limited because we're just catching those kind of moves. But this afternoon or this evening session, I'm going to have plus minus about 2.5 hours with you guys. So we're going to be able to talk. We're going to be able to take requests, do some analysis. But most importantly, I want to show you some amazing trend opportunities that you guys can capitalize on every evening. If you are awake late, I know there's some night owls over here. Yeah, absolutely. For me, I'm going to be lights out until Tesla session. Need to recharge. But for those of you who are up late, I know there's quite a few that are up late. I get a lot of messages from you guys super late. If I don't reply, it's not because I don't want to reply. It's because I'm literally sleeping. To do Pounds for breakfast, I'm generally up at around about 4. Just so you guys are aware, it takes a couple hours to prepare, but there's a lot of opportunities in the evening. So outside of trading the Tesla stock and just, you know, having some fun with that and seeing what happens, it can be massive and it can be a dud. Regardless, it's about showing up and being prepared and capitalizing should we see the opportunity. But I'm going to show you guys some really crazy things that we are going to be doing this evening and show you some trends that people just don't know about, that are just so simple. You want to make extra money, you want to be part and parcel of that. It is so cool, and it's just stuff that repeats itself on a daily basis. You definitely want to be a part of that. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much hold my US30 long. I'm not too stressed. I've opened up one trade, so I'm using 1/3 of my total risk, which should be still less than the profit that's banked for today. I've closed up my USD ZAR position. I've banked that profit. I saw the CPI numbers, and I saw what they're reporting on the Rand, and I saw this dollar strength. But anyway, I should have held it long term, but I decided just to close it up. We are doing some testing on the system. I will keep you guys updated on that, but there's quite a few different things that are coming in the next couple of weeks, right? Maybe I can talk about it more this evening. Maybe I won't get in trouble. Maybe everybody's sleeping. Maybe I can just do my thing. So this evening's gonna be casual. I'm gonna be in a t-shirt. We're gonna relax. We'll listen to some music. I'll take questions and answers. You guys can be free to ask me whatever you want. You want to hear a little bit more about my story, how do I get involved in trading, where I am now, what's my current journey, what's my vision. I'll be sharing all that with you guys this evening. Just a little bit of time together. That's what it's all about, right? Yeah, so I'm going to hold out in US30. Let's see where this one ends up going. And yeah, we're going to have a bit of fun together this evening. That's what it's all about. So guys, every single person that jumps in the chat this afternoon, you guys are amazing. I've said this before, you know, sometimes people ask me, what's the best part about trading? Listen, trading when you're trading alone is a difficult thing, right? Nobody wants to trade alone. Trading is a very, very lonely activity. It's you and some screens and some music. But in this community, being able to chat and to engage and see you guys make some profit and just doing these things together, for me, that's one of the highlights of trading for me, right? Is the communities. Every single one of you guys, you are absolutely amazing. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as always, listen, there's no better place to be. If you guys have watched last week's recap, how many people have watched last week's recap in terms of the last week worth of data? Our highlight reel, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys to go have a look at. If you're part of last week, there's so many of you that made last week such a fire week, but I don't see you guys in the chat, or I don't see you guys commenting on that video. You guys were part of that video. Okay, so US30 is doing quite a nice deep pullback. I'd like to grab some of this pullback action here. So 78.6 is where I'd like it. Yeah. It did almost get to the 88.2, but I will obviously wasn't paying attention. So I'm just popping in a few orders at this 78.6, and I'm just going to hold them out, and I'm just putting them just to show you guys my market structure. So, oh, okay, I can kind of see where it's going now. Let me just share this quickly before I give you guys the link. So obviously I'm looking at, this pullback. I would have loved a 61.8 pullback. Everybody loves, 61 golden ratio, Fibonacci, hitting those exact levels. But we know that the more likely levels are the 78.6, 88.2 being the absolute lowest, right? So I'm positioning my stop losses below last support. And ideally, from a safety perspective, I'd really want to put my stop losses below that market bottom for the day. But in any event, I can see kind of what markets want to do now. You see, as markets move, they give us more data, right? So being wrong from a technical perspective is okay temporarily, right? There's no issues with that. But you just want to make sure that you adjust and align yourself accordingly. So if you caught that little push down, nice little pop off there, I'm going to secure another $1,000 there on that bottom end. But I'm essentially buying off that 78.6. I would have liked an 88.2 push, but a 78.6 is perfectly fine in terms of that move there. And yeah, I suppose I'll close up maybe another 1,000 there. And then what I'm doing is I'm pretty much just leaving this dude to run, and we could see that reversal in terms of structure. I just want to have a look on a minute time frame if it's actually a reversal. What are we seeing here? Okay, I mean, it could be. I mean, RSI gave us like not a lot of data to really work off here. We're getting a very, very punchy move here. And again, not a lot of data to really draw out and map the structure. So it's a little bit unclear. But yeah, I'd suppose from a US30 perspective, that's our next resistance, that 50 fib. So we push through that in 38.2, and we push back into that 500 SMA or 500 period moving average, then I absolutely think we'll create a new high. We've just done a massive pullback, and then we'll make a new high. So just that's a quick summary based on that. But I do want to go ahead and quickly share with you guys the link for the summary for last week. If you were part of last week and you contributed towards this amazing session we had last week, it was really cool stuff, man. It was really cool stuff. And let me know what you guys think about the video. So I'm dropping it in the chat. Let me quickly get there. So just go ahead and open up the video. I'm popping it into the chat. I don't know if you guys can actually click that video or not, or if it takes you away from the video. But let me do this. Let me drop it in Telegram. Make sure if you're watching me live now that you are obviously also in Telegram. Colin is heading out. Absolutely goodbye. My brother, well done again on today. Super proud of you. And go ahead and let me know what you guys think of the video. I'm dropping it also in live TV. So if you are part of the Globex 360 live TV Telegram channel, I'm dropping it in there as well for you guys to go have a look at. And yeah, just make sure, go ahead and watch it. Drop some feedback. What do you guys think? What is it all about? And let me know. Let's quickly see. I just want to drop it in the channel before I forget. There we go. So I've dropped it in the Telegram channel. If you aren't in the Telegram channel, link is down below. You can obviously access the Telegram channel there. Picked it, but reroutes to the other video. Yeah, so that's the video that I want you guys to go and have a look at. Sherman, go and have a look. I've dropped it in Telegram. You guys are amazing. Andrew, you're an absolute legend. Guys, thank you for the afternoon. Tesla this evening, do not miss. Put your alarms on. Don't sleep through it. There's money to be made while you are sleeping, and we're going to be doing some crazy things. I will double check who won. I don't have all the team with me this afternoon. They generally go and look at all the numbers and confirm, but I do believe there's quite a few people that are very close to that 503.20 mark. I do believe two. Tabani said 503.20, 305.20, sorry, my apologies. And Ashad says 305.20. I'll double check who else was closest. Fabian says almost got it, 305.70. We'll double check around that. And I'll also look at two accounts, whoever inboxed me, and see what we can do there just to make the devil jealous. That's what it's all about. Wow. Adian says 32300. Yo, okay. That's a big move. But anyway, yeah, we will always have a look. Beautiful. Okay, guys, when you send screenshots, if I see a screenshot without a stop loss, you don't qualify for anything. Right? Don't send me a screenshot that doesn't have a stop loss, because I'm like, You give me heart palpitations, right? I said, you'll never see me trade without a stop loss, guys. I can promise you and I can assure you, no matter what I do, you'll never see me trading without a stop loss. Lilma saying, Dane, could you here? No, make pounds, bro. If it's not pounds, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely. Listen, you guys are amazing, as always. Peter van Wyk, Victory 3 got a 305.29. Very, very close. Very, very close. Chris A saying, thanks to Dan Globex. You guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Thank you so much today. Guys, you're amazing. Listen, you're absolutely amazing. Listen, guys, Brent smacked me yesterday. Remember I said me and Aslam were going to enter that Brent trade? Yo, Brent showed me fire. It wasn't even, sorry, gave me a dry throat just thinking. Directly after we ended that show, I jumped in a 20 lot trade. No, it wasn't 20 lots. I lied to you. It was a 5 lot trade on Brent. I didn't look at my risk. Brent clapped me yesterday for quite a few $1,000s. So when Aslam was like, he sent me a screenshot of he got stopped out before I saw that I lost the trade. When I looked at the trade, I just said, oh, okay. Dwayne saying, quick recap on what's happening for tonight, please. Tesla earnings coming in at 10 o'clock. Earnings call with their shareholders coming in at 11:30. We're starting quarter to 10. We're going to pop in some trades before the markets close. And I would like to see markets continue that buy momentum, right? Ideally off of today. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what's happening tonight. That's what it's all about. But listen, as something we'll cover. Absolutely. Asam built an account. He said, send me a message, said, Dane, I'm going to build an account from, I think it was like under 1,000 Rand, right? And I asked him why. Like, you can fund whatever amount you wish. You can think of a number and just fund that if you wanted to. And as a challenge, and he did. He built an account from under 1,000 Rand to, Asam, where you're sitting, like 17 or 18,000 Rand. And again, that's one of the hardest things in the world to do, right? Trading with a small account is not easy. Every once in a while, I'll give myself that challenge to go back to $100 and see, can I push $100 to, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000? Because that takes every bit of risk, right? There's no margin. There's no, there we go. I'm saying 653 Rand to 20K in 1 week, right? That's nuts. But these, your margins are so tight. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So yeah, please, if you guys send me a screenshot, please just make sure there's a stop loss in the screenshot, because the first thing is I see that I'm like, wow, well done. And then like the dad in me kicks in, even though I'm not a dad, but if I imagine the dad in me kicks in, I'm like, I don't see a stop loss. It's like a happy, sad kind of moment. It's like, oh, well done, but oh no, what's this? Anyway, so it's just a side note. But again, your account's your money. You can do what you want. We're here to have fun. We're here to push the markets. That's what it's all about. As always, guys, thank you for your time, right? That's the biggest thing. You know, this is a free program, but again, your time is what you use to obviously be part and parcel of that. And I just appreciate you guys taking time out of your afternoon to be with us. Outside of that, guys, I'm pretty much going to just hold on to my trades and let it go. We did get that very nice pullback. I'm in about 1,000 pips from that buy on that lot on that bottom. Yeah, so I'm going to hold that into this Tesla session. We're gonna have an amazing session tonight. I just yeah, Charles saying you should start a $100 account. Thank you so much for the session. Absolutely, you guys are amazing. Hey, how do I join the team? Simple asking how do I join the team? Well, you here, right? So like that's what you want to be in the live sessions. In the bottom, the Telegram link, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification button, so you don't miss any new upload. That's pretty much how you get started, really. Yeah, anyway, guys, amazing. Thank you. Have yourselves an amazing evening and afternoon. I'll see you guys later on this evening. I smell rain. I don't know if it's raining. I've been locked up in this office most of the day. I hope it's raining. See you guys a little bit later. Have an amazing day. As always, remember to live, trade, Globex 360 way. Until I see you guys tonight, goodbye.